What is going on, guys? Naeem Al-Abeidi here. Hope you're all enjoying your day today. We're going to go ahead and dive right into our daily cryptocurrency content for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Brenton and Raphael earlier today. If you guys don't know, we are adding new markets to the markets that we cover here on Traders Profit Club, or as some of you guys know us as Snipers Tube. So we've got Raphael, an amazing futures analyst who's been killing the game. He's made hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits. He's managing millions of dollars. He's a quantitative analyst for a crypto hedge fund. So hopefully you guys are enjoying Raphael. And Brenton, he's a young, awesome, ambitious guy. He's in his early 20s like myself, and he's been able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market, and his students have been able to make thousands of dollars in this market. And he's been covering Forex, he's been covering crypto. So I hope you guys are enjoying Brenton and Raphael. Make sure to leave it in the comments below whether you guys are enjoying them or not. But let's go ahead and just dive right into these price predictions here for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. I wanted to clear this chart out and just kind of start with a fresh chart and do a pretty deep analysis of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, just due to the fact that a lot of people are wondering where price action is headed. So we're going to be taking live questions from our audience. I see we have D Negro, Gold Model 878. We've got Caesar Garza online, so good to see you guys here. But first and foremost, once again, I'm going to go ahead and insert some indicators here on my chart. First, I'm going to insert the relative strength index here, the RSI. If you guys don't know how to utilize the RSI, I'll kind of go through a little bit of how to utilize this in the best way possible. But let's go ahead and just pull up some Bollinger Bands and the 3 moving averages here, and just keep it really simple. Once again, we want to just kind of do a deep analysis of Bitcoin and see where it's headed. If you guys don't know how to utilize the RSI, anything over 70 would be considered overbought. Anything under 30 would be considered oversold. And as you can see here, we are completely oversold. And it looks like that this overextension is starting to pull back. And we're going to go ahead and look at price action to see if this matches what we're seeing here in the RSI and whether or not this is going to be the bottom. But once again, we've seen Bitcoin do this multiple times. Like, for example, you can see here where we actually got pulled back all the way down here. We saw that extension. We saw that fake reversal, but when he ended up going right back down to those lows. So that could definitely happen here as well. We want to be careful to see whether or not this is going to come in double bottom, which means we'll see lower price levels if so. So looking at the RSI right now, we're completely oversold. It's showing minor signs of a reversal, but let's go ahead and look at price action to see if that correlates with the RSI. Now, once again, we've got these 3 moving averages in the back here. I'm going to go ahead and make these a little bit bolder because these are some very important indicators here. So we'll go ahead and make this a bright yellow. We'll go ahead and make this one a bright green. We'll go ahead and make this one a bright blue. And you can see here what we're represented here is the 50, the 100, and the 200-day moving average. Especially if we're looking at a daily chart, that's exactly what it represents. So looking at these moving averages, I think I already forgot which ones I chose here. Let's go ahead and make sure we know which one is which. So we're looking at the 50-day here as yellow, and then that means the 200 is going to be blue. So looking at the 50-day moving average, you can see all of the moving averages really, it doesn't really matter what moving average we're looking at this point because they are, price action is below all of these moving averages. So that's the first thing to notice here. It's the fact that we have completely broken all levels of support. You can see while we were holding on to 6,000, we were able to really maintain that moving average. You can see the moving averages were very, very close to where price action was headed, but now all of the sellers have come into this market. They have brought it down below all of these moving averages, now deeming these moving averages as, in my opinion, unusable, because at the end of the day, some people might assume that we'll go ahead and bounce back and possibly bounce here on the 50 or the 200 or even the 100-day moving average. But in all reality, price levels have dropped extremely low at this point, and I wouldn't look at moving averages to really determine where price action is headed at this point, because as you can see, maybe if it went down here and then started to see some sort of some sort of hope and some buy volume come in, maybe we could have assumed that it bounced off of a moving average, but we've went ahead and crashed way below that moving average, and this hole's a little bit too deep at this point. And that's why I made the video yesterday and I said, the market's not looking good, and that's just the truth of the matter. So let's see here. Lul Cam is online. Infinite Proxy says RSI is your deep analysis at this point, LOL. No, we are nowhere near finishing this analysis. So first and foremost, we want to talk about these moving averages, and as we've already determined, these are pretty much useless at this point. So let's go ahead and remove these, kind of clear out our chart here, and then look at some other indicators to see what's happening here with Bitcoin. Once again, I love using these fundamental indicators. If you guys are part of our Discord group, you guys know we have a ton of free tools here. If you go under tools, you can see a lot of these different trading patterns that we talk about here on the live streams, and this will truly help you guys. So make sure to check out our Discord. The link is in the description below, and these resources are free for you guys to use. So looking at the MACD, let's go ahead and pull that up. We looked at that briefly yesterday, and I love looking at the MACD because you can really see how much buyers and sellers are in the market, and you can see what's pulling in which direction. And you can see here we've got a ton of sellers here in this market and no buyers to be seen. And once again, this is in line with exactly what we saw here with the moving averages being so high above price action. It's really because we've seen the sellers come into this market and now they're in control. And one other thing I want you to actually realize here is if you pull up this RSI, it looks really different than the MACD, right? Now the RSI is a more updated indicator than the MACD because it's based upon momentum, and the MACD is slightly delayed in comparison to the RSI, so that could be a reason why we're seeing this reversal here in the RSI, but we're not seeing that here in the MACD. And one thing I want you to realize here is how much we pulled back when we went down here all the way down to around 1,400 here in the negatives, and now we're pretty much at half of that, right around 600 here, or negative 600. And so there is a lot of room to go if we decide to see more sellers come to this market and more panic come in, because once again, our way above 4,000 was a lot faster than the way that we're seeing the market drop at this point, which means that there are probably more sellers in the market that haven't sold their holdings yet. And once again, that's a very big possibility that they could come in. You can see how fast we ran up. Really, the last time our price levels were at 4,000 was in August of 2017. So if price levels in August of 2017 were at the 4,000s, which is around where they're at now, you can see how fast it ran up to that. So all of this, in my opinion, shows that there are more sellers in this market that are willing to sell Bitcoin to bring it even lower, and that's what we need to be careful for, right? That's why I'm telling you guys at this point, moving averages aren't going to help us. The RSI, it doesn't always show you exactly where there's a reversal, and looking at the MACD, there's still more sellers in the market. So that's kind of what we're seeing here with Bitcoin. And if we were to assume potential support levels, we can look at previous support levels to determine potential support levels that might come up in the future, because once again, history typically likes to repeat itself, especially in these markets. And you can see here's one level of support that we're seeing here right around that 3,200 to 3,000 range. And then if we were trying to find another support level around where Bitcoin is at right now in the 4,000s, in my opinion, it's hard to really see one here, because once again, this right here I would deem a support, because you can see that was a complete bottom where we saw a quick reversal. I actually remember in the market when this happened. I don't know if you guys were in the market when this happened. If so, say something in the chat. Say I if you guys were in the market when it shot up to 5,000 and then dropped all the way down to 3,100, and everybody thought that was it, that was a crash, but then we ended up rallying back up to 20,000. Do you guys remember that? I remember that clearly. As a matter of fact, I remember exactly where I was. I was in my corporate job, and I remember in my cubicle just being there, sitting down and seeing Bitcoin starting to drop, and everyone's saying, "Oh, it's done, it's going down." And in my opinion, I've seen this happen multiple times, and I thought it wasn't the end of it. I knew we were going to see some sort of reversal, and we bounced right on that moving average and ended up seeing that huge pop back. So, this was a very strong support level in the past. And I think it's interesting that I mentioned this story, because at the end of the day, we need to understand where is this most likely going to bounce off of. And if this acted as a strong support in the past, this could definitely act like a strong support now. So if I were to go ahead and tell you, where is price action headed over the next few weeks, here's the prediction I would give for Bitcoin. Now, let's go ahead and actually zoom in real quick, and I'm going to talk about why I'm going to be giving this prediction. So if we were to go here to the 4-hour chart, once again, what we're looking for in order to deem a reversal is some sort of strong movement, right? We want to go ahead and insert the volume at this point because the volume is going to be extremely important when analyzing these candlesticks at these shorter time frames. And what you can see here is we're not seeing buyers come in. We're seeing the sellers here. You can see price action showing signs of complete weakness here, and we haven't yet seen that strong buy. You know, for example, if we were to pull up a previous time where we saw some sort of a reversal, you can see here, for example, right here where we saw Bitcoin drop significantly and we saw this very violent push back up. It was very assuming here because you can see volume outpaced buy volume outpaced sell volume, which basically meant that buyers came into this market. Buyers were able to go ahead and overcome the amount of sellers that were in the market, and we were able to see this, quote unquote, reverse. But once again, obviously price levels are way below this right now, so it wasn't a complete reversal. But once again, we're looking for this to even assume a double bottom, and we don't see any sign of that sort of formation. And that to me is a cause of concern, because that, in my opinion, is showing us that we still have room to go even further down, right? Once again, see, a lot of people will like to use Elliott wave analysis to kind of go through and look at what's happening right now. But in my opinion, Elliott wave analysis works in the Forex market. It works great in the stock market where markets are consistent. But when you're looking at patterns in this market, especially Elliott waves, which are extremely unreliable because everyone has a different count, in my opinion, looking at these fundamental indicators are probably your best bet. These are indicators that have been around for decades. And once again, price action is really the biggest, I would say, out of indicators and price action is way more important than indicators, because price action doesn't lie. The price action is being, it's an actual representation of the buyer and seller fight that's happening in the market, and it's showing you exactly who's winning, right? So you can see sellers are winning here. So let's go ahead and go into a shorter time frame. You're going to see these charts get a little bit more violent here, and I want you guys to understand that these time frames are not that these don't mean much to me. Like, this might look like a big pullback, but this is not a big pullback. This probably happened in an hour, right? These charts don't have that much data, but once again, we're going down to these 30-minute charts, and you don't see anything significant, right? If we were to pull up a 30-minute chart, for example, on that previous move that we just compared, the representation of a bottom, which is right here. If we were to take a 30-minute chart here and go to February here where we were previously, let me show you how it looks here on a 30-minute chart and what we're looking for right now on a 30-minute chart in order to deem a possible reversal of this a possible reversal of this downfall, right? So if we were to go back to February where that initial bottom occurred at that time, let's go ahead and look at how this looks here. So this is exactly where this bottom occurred. So you see how we've fell steeply, and you can see how it started to go all the way down, but look how violent the buyers came in. Look at that, buyers, boom, 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 quick, right? Fast moves, almost a 90-degree angle here up of buyers just constantly coming in. And then not only that, it doesn't stop, it keeps going, boom, boom. See, that's what we're looking for right now, and we're not seeing that. If we were to pull up this chart here on the 1 day, it's nothing compared to what we're seeing here. So if we were to pull up this 1 day chart and then zoom in, you can see we're not seeing that on the 30-minute. We're not seeing buyers come in and flood the market. We're seeing very light pushes up. Do you see the big difference here? There's no sort. I can't even draw a 90-degree angle. It's almost the complete opposite, right? Look, it's almost a horizontal line more than even a vertical line. So that's what I'm talking about when I say, I don't see this reversing anytime soon. It's not showing any signs of it. It's completely in a downtrend right now. So let's see what somebody says here. Hello, Naeem. Awesome to see you're doing some analysis with us again. Yes, absolutely, Adam Murray. Mr. T says, what's up, Naeem? Nice to see you back. Thank you, guys. Aaron saying, hey, Naeem. Gold Mod said, hey, it's me, the little kid. Wow, if you start trading early, you might do very well. So, so that's the reason I don't see us anywhere near the bottom of this, this period of time in this downfall. And once again, if I were to assume where prices are headed, here's my prediction. I would assume that they back down to this previous support level that we talked about earlier, because guess what? All of this here was momentum upwards, but the same momentum that takes the price up is the same momentum that takes the price down. See, that's what you have to keep in mind. My mentor taught me that. He said in anything in life, the momentum is just as strong on the way up as it is on the way down, right? As steep as the mountain, if you climb Mount Everest, on your way down, it's just as steep. So it's the same thing here with price action. I don't see us heading anywhere lower up until this initial strong support level that we saw previously at around 3,000 to 3,300, which is my prediction for Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and take some questions from the live audience and head over to ETH USD and see what's going on here. Alex says, I think you have a low internet connection. Interesting. I don't think so. I think my internet connection is doing very well here at this point. It looks like our stream is doing extremely well, so I don't see why that would be the case. But it looks like nobody has anything good to say today, so let's go ahead and just go straight into our Ethereum USD chart here and see what's going on here with Ethereum. Once again, Bitcoin follows the majority of the market, follows Bitcoin. So always keep that in mind when understanding the fact that Mr. T says, we've had a 90% corrections from all-times high in the past and then a bullish run. So yeah, so you guys know altcoins follow Bitcoin, long story short. By the way, if you guys want to request any coins to look at, go ahead and put that in the chat. But more importantly, let's see if there's any thought-provoking questions that can be asked in the chat. That would be a lot more interesting before we get into this Ethereum analysis. Now I'm going to speed a little bit through this one because once again the altcoins follow Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin is headed lower, we're most likely going to see these altcoins head lower. But once again, like when Ripple was worth 40 cents, which is where it's at right now, Bitcoin was around $8,000 last year, right? But now Bitcoin's at $4,000, but Ripple's still at 40 cents. What does that mean? It means it's maintaining its Satoshi value, right? So if we were to pull up coinmarketcap.com, what you can see here is XRP has been able to maintain its Satoshi value despite Bitcoin's downfall. You know what's cool about going on CoinMarketCap? You can switch this here from US dollar to BTC and go ahead and see the Satoshi value, which is basically how these coins are doing against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is made up of Satoshis. So you can see with XRP, if we were to look at the overall, XRP has done very well against Bitcoin and Satoshi values. So, that's why I think it's important to look at these altcoins based upon Satoshi value. So let's go ahead and look at Ethereum against Bitcoin in Satoshi value, and then go ahead and look at Ripple versus Bitcoin in Satoshi value. And so that's why we look at these coins in Satoshi value. But let's go ahead and actually use a chart that has a little bit more data here. Let's find a Binance chart just to make sure. Well, I guess that's all the data we'll have here, which should be enough for this analysis here. So if we were to look at this chart right here, you can see we've pretty much leveled out here in regards to Satoshi value. It doesn't look like we're going to see any more lows here in regards to Ethereum Satoshi value. And I say that because it's almost impossible for us to go any lower. There's no previous levels at that low. We are at all-time lows in Satoshi value. So Ethereum is doing extremely... that doesn't even make sense grammatically, but it sucks. It just sucks. Ethereum sucks right now in comparison to Bitcoin. It's down at all-time lows. I mean, at the end of the day, how much lower could you go? You're going to go underground? You're going to enter the Earth's core? There's not much you can do here with Satoshi value. I'm wondering why there's no data here. Maybe we'll pull up a Bittrex chart. Yeah, there's probably going to be more data. So, now we can see a little bit more of some history. This is going to help us a lot more. But based on that chart, you can't go lower. Once again, if we were doing technical analysis, you couldn't go lower. So now what we'll have to look at is where Ethereum maintained itself throughout 2016, because that's really where we're going to be able to base this next potential support level, because once again, we've pretty much broken all key support levels here. So here's the main support level, and we've pretty much broken that. As you can see, we pretty much pierced it with one of these wicks, and now we're pretty much on our way down there with no signs of a reversal. So once again, the worrying thing here about Ethereum's chart against Bitcoin is the fact that this RSI has nowhere near become extended here. and especially when we're seeing these type of pullbacks in this market, we're going to want to see some sort of an extension here with the RSI. So we're not seeing that yet, which means there's probably more room to go. And you can see how the sellers just started coming in, right? We haven't seen this MACD become overextended. Once again, it's a little bit more delayed, but look how much more room we have to go. We have all of this room for this MACD to start pulling us back. Therefore, I break this key support level, and if we were to see where we can potentially find, our next support level, it would really be down to these lower levels. It's really this zone right here, because this is the zone that we were bouncing off of throughout 2016. So that's really the zone I would expect Ethereum to start heading down to. And what these zones represent, looks like it's right around 1.4 million Satoshis there, up to around 600,000 Satoshis. So we're going to go from where we're at right now, which is 2.3, or is that 2.8 million Satoshis, down to around 1.4, which is half of that if you're holding your Ethereum against Bitcoin. So if I were you, if you were to choose whether or not to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum right now, if you have cryptocurrency still in your wallet, I would personally say get your Bitcoin, because Ethereum is not looking so well, and that's my prediction for Ethereum. Now let's go ahead and look at XRP BTC, because it's doing a little bit, it's doing something a little bit different here. As I mentioned, Ethereum or Ripple has been acting very well against Bitcoin, so it's quite the opposite. So now, if you were to ask me whether I should have my holdings in Bitcoin or Ripple, I may actually recommend, and once again, I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm just recommending this to myself because I'm just sharing my information, right? If I were to recommend anything, I would recommend having Ripple over Bitcoin. Why? Because as you can see, Ripple's performing better than Bitcoin for the most part here. And so why don't we go ahead and look at this chart and look at a chart that has a little bit more data. See, the reason you don't see the rest of this chart is because we're looking at Binance, and Binance just added the pairing May 2017. Bittrex has had these pairings for a lot longer than in the majority of these exchanges. See, I've been in the market since around 2010, for those of you that don't know my story. And so I purchased Bitcoin. My first Bitcoin was purchased because I had a Machinima Gaming YouTube channel playing Call of Duty. And I was playing Call of Duty, and I needed to accept payments, and I couldn't use PayPal. I was doing some modded game lobbies where people would join in, reach 10th prestige with the snap of a finger, and so people were paying for that, and I couldn't use PayPal. I was too young, and I Googled how to accept digital currencies online without PayPal, and guess what showed up in around 2010? Bitcoin. And so I started utilizing that. I utilized it more in 2012 and 2013 because it was really hard to utilize it early in 2010. Wallets weren't made. I mean, it was a pain. I mean, it was hard. And then 2014, things started becoming a lot easier and better. That's when I started trading Bitcoin. And then 2017 is when we all saw the big spike. And I was quote unquote famous for calling out. I think our group, now we've got about 25,000 students in our Discord. If you guys are not part of our Discord, link is in the description below. I think we had about 25,000 students at the time. I think we had about 19,000 students at the time. We have 25,000 now. And I made a call, and I can go here to the announcements and look at that call if I were to scroll up, and I said, everyone liquidate your cryptocurrencies at 18.5. And at this point, we just got to swing trade this whole market out. At that point, I knew I saw a double top, bearish divergence. I mean, it was just screaming top. So that's what we got big for. So anyways, not to sit there and talk about this all the time. Let's look at XRP. Is it smarter to hold XRP now versus Bitcoin? I mean, that's a question. I mean, what would you guys say here? Faisal says, do you see Bitcoin going below 1K? Not yet. I wouldn't say that. Crypto Julian says, can you go over XRP? We're going over that right now, brother. Any other questions here? Doesn't look like we have any other questions. If you guys don't have questions, like this video. How about that? Help us out here. We're trying to build up this channel back up. Once again, we've got awesome analysts on every single day. These guys are making thousands and thousands of dollars in these markets. They're going to be posting their alerts for you guys in our Discord. If you guys are part of our paid group, we've kind of switched it up a little bit. It's under signals here. You can see we had a short signal today, and that worked out amazing. And so for you, and we had a signal before that worked out. I think we've been 3 for 3 over the past couple of days. So, you guys got to get on that. And if not, hopefully you guys do eventually get on there. Make sure to like the video, though. It really helps out with YouTube's algorithm and ranking our videos up to the top so that people can notice and see the amazing content, amazing analysis we provide for you guys on a daily basis for free. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at what's happening here. So a little bit of a different story here. You know, this is a different type of graph, especially in this market condition. You can see we're seeing some more buyers come into this market, sellers exhausted here. You can see we're starting to see a potential reversal here with the MACD. Is this going to start heading down? Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, this is looking really good in regards to Satoshi value. If we were to go ahead and look at where we're headed here with Ripple in regards to Satoshi value, we want to first and foremost look at where are the Fibonacci retracement levels. So if you guys don't know how to utilize Fibonacci retracement, you can go here on the left hand side, left click on that, click Fib retracement, go to the top, or you can start from the bottom. People do it different ways. I like to go from the top, and I like to usually see where we're seeing some sort of correlations, right? So I'd like to go, here's a good support level that we hit previously, and we can see here we are kind of correlating alongside with that. So if we were to pull up this Fib retracement here and see what's happening, you can see we're starting to see a little bit of a pullback, most likely going to find support here right around 8,440 Satoshis, where right now we're about 1,000 Satoshis above that at 9,400. So, you know, I'm definitely seeing that we potentially pull back here, but most likely, I think we'll see this shoot right back above the 0.50 and possibly go to that 0.61 where we saw previous resistance. And the reason I say that is we're starting to form this cup formation that we've all become very familiar with, right? So you guys know about the cup and handles, right? So these cup and handles take several weeks to form. I'd say 7 to 8 weeks to form. And if you guys don't know what a cup and handle is, go to our Discord. Link is in the description below. You can see here under info, actually under tools here, you can actually go under our trading patterns here, and you know, here's what a cup and handle represents here. It gets its name from the obvious pattern it makes on the chart, right? You've got a cup here, looks like you can fill some coffee in there, right? The cup is a curved U shape while the handle slopes slightly downwards, and that is actually the initiator of what eventually becomes the breakout, right? So what we're looking for here is initial price run up and then this cup formation. And if you were to pull up this formation on what's happening with Ripple, guess what? It's exactly what you're seeing here, the initial run up, and then you're seeing the pullback in the cup form. And what I'm guessing here is that we're going to see that formation end up in these Fibonacci retracement levels. And the reason I say that is you can see we popped right back up to that 0.23, found some resistance, dropped back, and then broke right through that Fib retracement. So that's what I would look at here. So the Cryptonaut says, why do you do analysis on the pair XRP BTC instead of XRP USD? Good question. So we started the stream with BTC USD, right? And then we said we would check out Ethereum USD. But then because I haven't looked at these charts, you know, for some time as I've been training our analysts, I realized it was like, why are we looking at the same chart? It's because guess what? With cryptocurrencies, it's a different type of market. See, that's why we're releasing a course on how to analyze this market. It's a different type of market. So with this market, the altcoins follow Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin's chart is going to be a representation of all of the altcoin charts for the most part if you were to represent it based upon the US dollar value, which is what you typically look at Bitcoin against, right? So how do you look at the performance of an altcoin in comparison to Bitcoin, right? Because here's the thing. Last year, Bitcoin was at $8,000 and Ripple was at 40 cents. Bitcoin today is at $4,000 and Ripple is at what? 80 cents. So what does that show you? Ripple is double the value of where it was last year in comparison to Bitcoin. Why does that matter? Well, guess what? If you're holding Bitcoin, wouldn't you rather hold Ripple? And instead of having 2 Bitcoin, now you'll have 3 Bitcoin because you let it rise up? That's why you have to look at Satoshi value, because it's what's important here. If you were to look at XRP versus USD, check this out. Oh, well, look at that. Another graph showing us we're going down and we just broke key support levels and it's a, you know, but it sucks. But then you look at XRP BTC and guess what you find? This doesn't look too bad. Looks like an upward trend. Looks like some, if you were to do an alley wave count, looks like here's the 3rd wave. Look at this 4th wave. Like, this doesn't look too bad, right? You know, we're not even overbought on the RSI, right? So we would have missed this opportunity of holding Ripple versus Bitcoin if we would have only looked at the US dollar chart. So hopefully that helps out. where do I believe Ripple's headed? This is the last price prediction, and then we'll take a couple requests from the live audience. We'll take some questions here. I see we've got Crypto Don online, Baja Blast, Gilbert, Adam Murray, Bright Falls TV. Good to have you guys on. I see that you guys are here on the live chat. So, you know, if we were to go ahead and look at what's happening here, by the way, I can touch you guys too. Check this out. I'm messing with you guys. I gotta stop being immature on these streams. But yeah, I mean, I've got this new awesome setup, so it's been pretty cool. But anyways, if we were to go ahead and look at what's happening here in regards to you know, Ripple and where we're potentially headed, you know, I wouldn't be surprised for us to start just continuing this trend upwards as Bitcoin continues to fall, right? Because during our Bitcoin analysis, we assumed Bitcoin's price was going to head down to around 3,000 to 3,300 based upon previous support levels back in September of 2017. So looking at Bitcoin and assuming that it's going to see further lows, when we were to look at the XRP BTC chart and the way it's performing as a hedge against Bitcoin, I would assume that we'd see XRP continue to rise. So now if we were to go ahead and set up a price target for, you know, some sort of increase, and we look at the fib retracement, what I'm assuming is we'll go to the 0.61 here and then potentially see some sort of a pullback to the 0.5, and then maybe even see some sort of stability around these levels, and that would only happen if Bitcoin was able to stabilize in itself. So, you know, in regards to price prediction here, what I would say is we're going to start heading down past, you see right now we're right around 9,400 Satoshis. I think we're going to head down towards the 12,000 to 13 or 14,000 Satoshi range. And what does that mean if you're holding crypto? It's probably better to hold Ripple than it is to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum right now. Once again, Ethereum isn't doing well whatsoever against Satoshi value in Bitcoin. Doing very, so don't hold Ethereum right now versus Bitcoin. You don't want to have Ethereum in your wallet. I know a lot of you guys have Ethereum. Start trading that away and getting your Bitcoin. So with that being said, we're going to take a couple questions here from the live audience. We might do a couple analysis here. And if we're going to do an analysis, why don't we start throwing out pairs against Bitcoin? I'll only do one more analysis if we do a chart request, and it'll have to be a pair against Bitcoin, because what we want to find is to see if we can find a pair acting better than Ripple. Because if we can find a cryptocurrency acting better than Ripple, then it would be better to hold that cryptocurrency than it would be to hold Ripple, Ethereum, or Bitcoin, right? So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Crypto Angels, thank you for the $2 super chat, brother. I saw you were donating earlier today. So we'll do the first one here. Faisal SY says Quantum BTC. Anybody else have a request here before we choose this one here? Because we can do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and we'll have some time. Come on, speak up here. If you guys aren't speaking up, at least hit that like button. If you're watching this on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, on your way to work, at work, maybe eating some Thanksgiving leftovers, make sure to like this video. Samir says Bitcoin Diamond versus BTC. I don't want to look at Bitcoin Diamond. I'd rather hold Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. You know, I'd be interested to just do a quick look at that though, because Bitcoin Diamond, I mean, I'd only be surprised if I saw that doing better than BTC. Let's see Bitcoin Diamond. Oh no, look at that. Look at that. That's called manipulation. That's why I loved when these guys kept coming out and saying, oh, we're going to fork this coin. Well, guess what? That's why they forked it, because now they can manipulate it how they want. This doesn't just happen in the market. This is unnatural. So Bitcoin Diamond out the window. Horrible choice. So sorry about that, brother, but you have a bad request. You know, that was a bad request. So Samir, you screwed up, brother. Sorry, bro. I gotta slap you. I'm just kidding. So let's see. Dominic says CUC. How many partnerships and updates coming soon? Do you agree? Agree on what, Crypto Don? Patrick Carr says XLM BTC. Stellar is a good one. I love Stellar. Brent says your channel's improving. Good job. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. You guys are enjoying Brenton and Rafi. If you guys can, I know you guys, we hit about 30 likes on this video. Hopefully we can hit 50. We got 81 watching, so some of you guys are being lazy. But make sure to like their videos and show them some support in the comments, because they've been killing it. And you know, it's tough for them because they're new to the channel, so not everyone knows them or trusts them. So let's make sure to get on that. And then make sure you're back on our Discord, because we're switching things up and we're shooting out some really dope calls. If you guys already missed these 2 calls in the past 2 days, we've already profited about 10% here. And so we've got some really cool, and these are shorts. We were calling some, it was a Bitcoin short, and then we did an Ethereum short. Chris Wolf in the house. Let's see, Adam Murray, Cesar Garza, Kerry Susayanga in the house, Alex Kalut, Brent Ewart back here. So let's see, I was referring to XRP. Do you think it's a good strategy to invest $50 or so to obtain an average price? Because I believe this coin will be big in the future. I would say, well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, maybe it's better. Now we have to see, is it better to hold US dollars against XRP? And actually it doesn't look too bad. So I wouldn't say it'd be a bad idea to start dollar cost averaging a position into XRP, but that's based on what we're seeing right now. Once again, this may kind of make me assume there's manipulation or some sort of institutional buyers coming in. So that could be a cause of concern. But, in regards to price levels, we're headed up. You can see we've got an ascending support line here. Matter of fact, it kind of looks like, a symmetrical triangle that might eventually pop on the upside here. So it's not looking too bad in regards to XRP. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's good. I do want to look at XLM versus BTC. I know we saw that request here. So even XLM here doing quite well. So so if you've got a cryptocurrency portfolio right now, and if you guys have been watching the majority of this live stream, we've already made the calculations here that it is more profitable. Listen to this. If you just got on this live stream, listen to this. It is more profitable right now to hold Ripple and Stellar, based on what we're seeing here just on the initial look, than it is to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum. So if you're holding anything, make sure it's in Ripple or Stellar, because you'll make more in the end game here. What does that mean? Well, do you want to end up with two? If you have 2 Bitcoin and Ripple is half of what Bitcoin's value is right now as it was previously, that means you would have had 3 Bitcoin. So it's better to hold those 2 at this point. Looking at XLM, looking really good. I'm not going to go through a full analysis, because we're running out of time here, but amazing. It's looking great. Matter of fact, I think it's looking a little bit better than Ripple. You've got this really, really, really nice triangle here for me. This really nice symmetrical triangle on the daily. When you've got triangles on the daily, that's a powerful chart. So you can see, if we were to draw out this triangle, pretty much goes like that. So it looks like we're probably going to see a little bit of a retracement here, back down, maybe bounce on some of these moving averages before we see any further highs, but it's looking pretty good. You've got an ascending RSI here as well. I'm seeing a little bit of sellers coming. That's why I said I'm most likely to see a pullback before we see anything higher. So what's the rule of thumb for shorting? Percentage drop for stop limit, Dan Keenan. That's a good question. I would say it's really depending on the leverage and the asset class that you're trading. It's a very complex subject. We will be having a course coming out soon, and we'll be going over shorting by some of the analysts that we have here, that like Raphael, who's shorting for a crypto hedge fund right now with millions of dollars. So getting that sort of insight is important. So I hope you guys are watching their live streams. Make sure to like this video, guys. Share this video on social media if you guys can. We're going to be coming on live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m., 12 p.m., and around 2 to 5 p.m. I'll come on, and we're going to make you guys, we're going to make you guys amazing traders. We're going to make you guys a ton of profits. And if you guys are not already on our Discord, this is where we post all of our signals. You do have to be part of our paid group for those of you that are on our Patreon. We're raising those prices up to $297 a month. So I haven't even mentioned that to anyone yet. So, at whatever Patreon level you're at right now, that's going to be grandfathered in for you. You're not going to have to pay any higher prices ever again, as long as you don't miss a payment or cancel. And so for those of you guys on our paid group, we're really going to be enhancing this baby. We're going to be posting daily signals now. We're going to up the consistency of them. We're going to be posting crypto now, Forex, futures, stocks, options, futures, stock, and options. Actually, stock and options are going to be a little bit delayed, but we'll be having crypto, forex, and future law, as of tomorrow. As of tomorrow. What is it? Thursday today or Friday? Today is Friday, so as of Monday, because we're Monday through Friday here. So know that, and then we're also going to have these chats a lot more organized. We're going to have daily live calls with our analysts. Matter of fact, if we can get more than, let's say, 5 people in this public live calls channel here on the Discord, I'll go ahead and hop in there and do a live call with you guys, which means you can plug into your mic, get on our Discord, and actually ask me a question as if we're on the phone. So hopefully you guys can actually come on here, fill up the Discord. If you guys don't have the Discord link, it's in the description, or type in youtube.com/snipers, and then go into our YouTube, top of the YouTube channel. You can go ahead and do that. Let's see if there's any other questions here. And if we've got more than 5 people in our Discord live call chat here where it says public live calls, then we'll go ahead and do a quick little night owl live call with you guys. So Adam Murray says, once a sniper, always a sniper. BCH short. Is BCH a short? Is it good to short BCH? Well, let's look at BCH against BTC. Look at that. You don't want to be holding Bitcoin Cash right now. I would rather hold Bitcoin than Bitcoin Cash. Why? Look how much Bitcoin Cash is falling in comparison to Bitcoin. So if you have cryptocurrency, I'm going to repeat this again. If you have cryptocurrencies right now, we have, throughout this live stream, and if you haven't already watched it, go and rewind. We've calculated and we've looked at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar, and now Bitcoin Cash, and we looked at Bitcoin Diamond, and what we found was the best cryptocurrencies. By the way, if you guys join our live call right now, we've got, let's see, 3 people there. 2 more people that join. We'll go ahead and do a live call with you guys. But what we found was the best cryptocurrency to hold right now, if you have any cryptocurrencies, that means if you have Bitcoin or Ethereum in your wallet, it's better right now to have Stellar and Ripple. Those are the 2 right now that we've calculated to show more of a percentage gain right now against the Bitcoin pairing. So if you can, get yourself a hold of Ripple and Stellar. So with that being said, let's see if we've got any other questions here on the live chat from you guys. Who are these new analysts? So Brenton Walker is one of our new analysts. He is in his early 20s. He's made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the Forex market, and he does extremely consistent daily trading. And so he's going to be posting all of his trades on our Discord under Forex Signals, and he's going to be doing daily live streams every day at 10:30 a.m. for you guys, and doing a live call every single day as well. So we've got 4 people in our live call right now. If you guys are in our Discord, join in under public live calls. All right, we're going to be doing a public live call here in just a second. Let's see if we've got anybody here with a mic already, and we can kind of start the live call here on the live stream before we end it. But make sure to get in here. We're going to be doing a quick live call and answering some live questions. Anybody here have their mic on? Anybody here? Let's see what we've got. Test 1 2 3. It doesn't seem. Yo, Kiwato, you there, brother? Oh, there you go, man. Awesome, man. So we'll start the live call in just a sec. Let's kind of finish up here with the live stream, see what people have to say. So yeah, any other questions here by you guys here on the YouTube channel? Let's go ahead and see if there's any other questions. But we've got people waiting here on the live call, and we're going to be doing an awesome live call here in just a second. So somebody says, Julius Caesar, where's Tensor Tom? Sorry, I didn't visit your Discord for a long time. Haven't seen him in a while. Don't know much about where he is at. I think I saw him on a live stream, but that's pretty much all I've seen from Tensor. A lot of people have kind of, stepped away and have been doing their own things. But yeah, so let's see here. What's your take on USDT or TUSD? I think they're both stable currencies, and they kind of do the same exact thing, in my opinion. So, I don't think either of them will drop. We already saw audits come out for USDT, and it's obviously a legitimate, currency. So, that's what I would say in regards to that. So, let's go ahead and see here exactly what's going on here. With our live call here. Anybody here? Anybody else here other than Kawato? Anybody here have a mic? So we're going to be heading out of this live stream into our Discord, guys. Join our Discord live call. This is pretty much going to put us on the phone together. You can do this on your phone. Discord has a mobile app, a web app, and a desktop app, and we're going to start our live call and actually answer questions in person. So it'll pretty much be like you're on the phone, or if you're an introvert, you can come in and just listen. So for those of you introverts that just want to listen in, I implore you to do that. Any of you ladies that want to come in and listen in, I implore you to do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Once again, Brenton Walker is an awesome analyst. He'll be on every day at 10:30 a.m. Raphael, he's a quantitative analyst for a crypto hedge fund. He'll be on every single day at 12 p.m. He's been killing the crypto market, shorting and even doing some longs for his hedge fund. So, he's going to be posting all of his personal trades in the Discord, so make sure to watch that. And other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to like this video, guys. It helps out with our engagement. Make sure to go to their videos today, previously, watch their videos, like their videos. It really helps them out with our YouTube algorithm to get us more exposure here. Dan says, any tax advice? It's like capital gains, baby. You just have to have a good tax lawyer. So thank you guys so much for watching. Did you guys enjoy this live stream? Let's give some quick shout outs before we get out of here and hop into our live call here on our Discord, which you can access on your mobile phone. You can access this anywhere and then get in and we can do a little bit of a jam session. Elham Ada says no. So let's go ahead and block this guy. I'm just kidding. I'm going to put him in timeout. Go to timeout, brother. You'll be back good. You're fine. Don't worry about it. But for those of you that aren't haters, Samir said yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And I'm sure Elham was just messing around. Baha says, awesome stream. Alex says, yes. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in. It really means a lot. And, yeah, I'm super excited to hit this live call. So I'll see some of you guys on our Discord. Boom. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. See you guys soon. Snipers out. Or TPC out.